The year is 2016. Hamilton has become a sensation. Superhero movies are breaking the box office. Everyone is on Pokemon Go. And the game Garbage Day is released early access on Steam. If you were like me in 2016, you were always on YouTube. I had just moved from where I had mostly grown up, and I was in a new school. Not having many friends, I would come home after school, hop on my Xbox 360, set up a laptop, pull up YouTube, and watch some great content while playing Fallout or Black Ops 2. Now many, including me, view this era of YouTube as the better days of YouTube. The main characters of YouTube for me at the time were Jacksepticeye, Smosh, and of course, I love Vanoss Gaming. And as you can tell, I was mainly on the gaming side of YouTube. At this specific time, a game was taking that side by storm. Garbage Day, referring to the scene from Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2.
Garbage Day! Huh? No!
The game was released on January 18th, 2016. A bunch of heavy hitters were posting content about it, such as Jacksepticeye, Wildcat, Apic Ryan, and more. So, let's get into why it failed. After being released in 2016, the developer stated that the game would be fully released within 6 months. However, that didn't happen. The game that was released was a sandbox mode, pretty much used as a tech demo. You'd be able to walk or drive around a small town, killing civilians and police officers with guns or melee weapons. There were stores and banks where you could steal money or food, along with fun little Easter eggs like a pizza on your roof. However, the most unique part of the game was the hard reset that would happen at the end of the day. If you've ever seen Groundhog Day, that's what it was based on. You would go through a whole day doing so many different things, then waking up and seeing it was the exact same day with nothing that you did yesterday ever occurring. Now, I think this is a super fun mechanic. I haven't seen it utilized in any other game other than the actual official Groundhog VR game. But what really happened to the game? Well, to get to the bottom of it, I looked at the update notes on Steam. The first update note was posted in February of 2016, where the developer explained how most of the content that the game is missing is going to be put in after the story mode is dropped, and how he wants to release it as a full game and not a half-baked one. Which I think is admirable, and a lot of game companies nowadays could, take some notes. The next update was posted almost exactly 2 months later. He explains how he's been dealing with burnout and writer's block. However, he continues to say, with that being said, the game will be released when it's time. All that I can say for sure is that I am working on it. Then, less than 2 weeks later, he posts another update, showing off the concept art that he is planning on implementing into the game. Personally, I think it looks awesome. It's super stylized and seems almost, childlike in a game where you can dismember anyone you see. Now, I love things like that. Maybe it's from watching Happy Tree Friends a bit too young, but who knows. Now, the next update is more concept art, showing off the new environment and weapons. Again, you can see it's very stylized, very smooth, very cartoony, and especially with the guns, almost TF2-like. Then, skipping over 2 announcements, one talking about his coding progress, which I don't really think I'd be great to talk about, because I don't know anything about coding. Wish I did. And another talking about how it's possibly going to be ported to VR after release. We get to its final update, posted in December of 2017. The update states that the game is going to be fully released in 2018, showing pictures that include completely new areas and HUD elements, such as a health bar. Sadly, after this, there were no more updates, and obviously, as far as I know, there was no full game release the following year. Now, this entire video, I've been referring to a mystery developer. The person that developed the game went under the name Sfejūnas Žemaitis, which I know I didn't pronounce correctly, and I apologize. From what I can gather, Sfejūnas is a developer from Lithuania, who worked on games for at least 10 years. When looking at his YouTube channel, we can see his progress on 4 different games which he developed alone. However, the only one I can find that was actually released was Garbage Day. Through his YouTube, we can see his actual process, from the first test of it in a video called Garbage Day, to his last video about the game, a gameplay trailer advertising the pre-order on Steam. Now, how I see it, there are 2 real ways to look at this. This could either be a story about a creator taking too long to work on something creative, leading to a lack of fulfillment and care for their creation, where he promised too much and couldn't fulfill his promises. Or it could be seen as a one-person development team being ambitious and just not having enough time or positive reinforcement to continue. In truth, I think it's a mix of both. Many comments on the updates were very negative and upset, saying very rude things about the developer and their creation. I think a lot of the comments were quite uncalled for. We have to remember that this is one person working on something that 99 out of 100 people could not do. It's brilliant. But with that, the people that are upset completely have a right to be. The game itself was, and still is, $15, with a total net revenue of at least $300,000 according to GameStats.com. The developer promised a lot, and I'm sure he intended to complete it, but he wasn't able to. And the people who bought the game were left $15 poorer for an incomplete game that had a max of 1 hour playability. Now, I do think Sveunis did an incredible thing. Making a game is very difficult, and this game looked like it could have been really promising if he actually finished it. When researching for this video, I did see a comment saying that he released other games under a different developer name. However, I couldn't find anything. Now, I'd love to see this developer's other projects if he made any, so if you do know anything that I don't, please put it in the comments down below with a source or a website that I can go to actually see what's going on. And if warranted, I'd love to make another video if it's wanted. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed